Well, the first ever issue of Sports Illustrated was published in '54, and Eddie was on the cover, caught in mid-swing during a night game at Milwaukee's County Stadium. My father brought it home and presented it like a religious icon. What a swing he had! Ty Cobb himself called it the best in baseball. His swing was so pretty he even looked good striking out, it was said. If you lived in Santa Barbara, or Milwaukee, because the Braves moved there from Boston, you knew early on that two young hitting stars were about to become the most potent 1-2 home run combination in baseball history. Two kids, really. Henry Aaron and Eddie Matthews. With one T, Matthews. That was a big thing for us kids. Spell his name right. He's our guy. My brother named his cat Ralph Kiner. I named mine Eddie Matthews. That, '54, also was the year we started collecting baseball cards. Every kid I knew had 200 or 300 before I could convince my father to drive me to Dave's Market to buy my first pack. Everybody knew that Dave's Market had the best cards. The curious thing was that nobody yet had collected an Eddie Matthews. Did Topps Chewing Gum Company intentionally restrict the number of Eddies distributed in Santa Barbara so that we kids would keep forking over the nickels as a kind of madness swept through the 8-year-olds? A feeding frenzy in our search for the first Eddie? We knew nothing of price fixing or corporate stock manipulations, but we knew something was up. Then one day my father just pulled over to Dave's Market and accompanied me inside, announcing to Dave that this was my son's first pack of baseball cards, and we expect Eddie will be in the pack. I was embarrassed. I knew that wasn't how it worked. You couldn't demand or expect that anybody would be in a pack. And, in fact, most of my friends had collected a dozen or so Bob Oldest cards, he was a backup catcher somewhere or other, to every Stan Musial. We were sure the decks were stacked with utility guys. We kind of understood that was the way the world worked. It was like having your father show up on your first date, and then having him announce it was time for the girl to kiss you. We paid our nickel, and my father insisted we open the pack right there, in front of God and Dave himself. I knew the face of Bob Oldest, or Solly Hamus, or Thornton Kipper, or Dave Jolly would greet me. But no, there he was. Eddie, right on top, under the powdery gum. Eddie against a light blue background. The 1954 Topps card design, the greatest baseball card design ever. Eddie, powder blue sky, the Braves logo. There, my father said. Eddie. Kids from all over town came to see my Eddie. Stared at it, tried to touch it, but I wouldn't let them. They had Willie and Whitey and Mickey, but I had Eddie. He was our guy. He was my guy.